Hello friends, today we are going to see two games from the My 60 memorable games. So let's start. C4, Knight F6, Knight C3, G6, D4, Bishop G7, E4, D6. Well, until now, if we see to D4, until now it's the English opening, Anglo-Indian defense, Queenside variation. Here the third most popular move is D4, which transforms into the King's Indian defense. Now there are two options: the King's Indian defense with Bishop G7 and the D5 one. Yeah, it's like an array of options, as in the if you say that the King's Indian is nothing in the Sicilian, yeah, then you are wrong. King's Indian is a very hectic and also very big opening. Yeah, if you say that King's Indian is small, yeah, if you say that Najdorf is small from King's Indian, you are still wrong. Both are equal, because if we see after Knight C3, A6, there are 14 options of white, and well, also you see here 14 options. Okay, and also let me give you an example, like E4. There's this king, Ruy Lopez, Knight F3, Knight C6, and now Bishop to B5. The Ruy Lopez here after A6, Bishop A4, Knight F6, short castle, Bishop E7, Rook E1, B5, Bishop B3, D6, C3, short castle, H3. There are here at the ninth move too many options. Okay, so I cleared my throat. Knight A5, Chigorin defense, Knight B8, Breyer defense, Bishop B7, floor system, Rook E8, Zaitsev system, Knight D7, Karpov variation, yeah, H6, Smyslov defense. Now Bishop E6, Kolomov variation, and then the list of variations end. If A5 has not been named any variation until now. So if we see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 moves which are called big lines in this. So what about the King's Indian? Well, there are too many moves. Here there's the D6 move, which is the best. Here white has a whole lot of moves here, so we are going to review it. Knight F3 is the main move. Bishop E2 is the King's Indian defense normal variation standard development. F3, same H variation. H3, Makogonov variation. Then F4, 4 pawns attack. Bishop D3, this has no name actually. Then knight g2 we go. This is also a popular option. The Kramer variation. Then bishop to g5. Accelerated Auerbach variation. Okay, then bishop to g5. g3. Deferred fianchetto. Then what else? Bishop e3. No, not that much played. Then instead of bishop e3, there's h4 move, which is played only 9 times. And instead of that, there's the bishop f4 move, which has only been played twice. Okay, 5 times, no problem. So this move is not classified as a good one. This bishop d3, this h4 move, nah. Bishop e3, nah. Then bishop e3 is gone for the list. Bishop d3, nah. So there are 8 moves in this position which are named. So knight f3 castle, bishop e2, e5, d5, knight b d7, bishop g5. This is the Petrosian variation normal defense. Actually, in the Petrosian, there a5 is the main move, but in this game, knight b d7 was played. I think the theory was not as developed as here. Bishop g5, h6, bishop h4, a6. Now knight d2, queen e8, main moves. g4, little bit off from the other ones. So knight h7. Hello everyone, can I name this variation the old one? Because it's played in 1979, 1986 and 1985. Classy. Queen c2, knight g5, h3, and getting from the opening, bishop f2, c5, h4, knight h7, bishop e3, b5, knight b1, f5, gf5, ef5, ef5, bishop f5. The king is little bit weak on c1, queen d2, e4, rook at g1, ef3, bishop h6, rook a7, bishop d7, rook g7, rook g7, king g7, bishop d3, bc4, rook g1 check, king h8, queen c3 check, queen e5 takes, bishop f5, rook f5, bc4. Black has now 2 strong passed pawns. He can just roll down the board. f2 e2. So knight f6, knight d2, f2, rook h1 e4, king d1 e3, king e2, rook e5, king e2, knight h5, threatening knight to g3, and then king f3 e2. So this was the game. A great one hell of a game. So the next game is between Fischer and Keres. What has happened? Fischer Keres, 1959. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6. The Ruy Lopez Fischer knows very well. Bishop a4, knight f6. This is the Morphy defense, the main line. Some people have played d6 and knight g7. There's also, instead of a6, the Berlin defense, which is a very popular move. It is played by Caruana Carlson, Caruana Carlson, Caruana Carlson, Anand Carlson, Caruana Carlson, Carlson, Kramnik, Caruana Carlson, Carlson, Kramnik Magnus Caruana Carlsen. So very popular move a6, bishop a4, knight f6, short castle, the main move. Bishop e7, there's also the b5 move, but it is not that good because it's not that good. There's also the knight into e4 move, which is the open Ruy Lopez. It's not that played, but it's still playable. Caruana Carlsen has played this game. Bishop e7 is the main move. Rook to e1, b5, bishop b3, d6. Now, kabam! Opening explosion. c3, castle, h3, knight a5, bishop c2, c5, e4, queen c7. Queen c7 main move. Knight bd2, cd4, cd4, knight c. Bishop g7, bishop b7. So on the 13th move, the Ruy Lopez closed Chigorin defense Pano system. Alright. Knight f1. Look at c8, who has played this line, not that much players. Bishop d3, knight c6, knight e3. Louis Bronstein. I don't know who is Louis Bronstein. Literally, man. I mean, I don't know. 1975. Rook e8, knight f5, which is knight f5. Bishop d5, knight d7, rook c1, queen b8. Bishop b1, knight d4, knight 3 d4, rook c1. Bishop c1, knee d4, knight h6. Sacrificing the knight for queen g4 check and then queen into d7. Now queen g4 check, king h8, queen into d7 taking the free knight. Now bishop to d5, little bit interesting move, queen f5, rook e5. Now we can just fast forward. f3, bishop c6, rook c1, bishop d7 takes, rook e6 takes, queen h4, queen f6, king f2, king g7, rook c7, king d2, wanting to take on d4, rook a7, threatening rook into h6, king f6, rook a6, rook e7, king f2, bishop e6, rook d6, king e5, rook c6, check, here, check, king e5, rook h5. Now there's one more, actually king d6 was played. There's one more interesting move, king e6, then bishop f5 check is possible. But then king f6, there's rook h6 check, but then king f7, it's not possible, king f7 because of rook h7. So better would be to play king e5, then rook h5 check again, and well, then we can play king d6 and we eventually reach the same position. So rook h5 check, king d6, rook f5, rook c1, bishop d3, rook d1, king e2, rook g1, king f2, attacking the rook d1, king e2, rook g1, rook g5, bishop a2, bishop b5, rook b1, king d3, h6, rook h5, rook b2, king d4, rook g2, rook h6, king e7, king e4, rook g5, bishop a6, bishop f7, bishop to c8, rook to g6, rook to h7, yeah, king to f8, bishop to g4, rook to g7, meow, rook to h6, rook to g6, rook into g6, bishop into g6, king into f4, king to g7. Blowing up the field. Oh yeah. Now the threat is king g5, f4, f5, f6, h4, h5, h6, and complete devastation of the black position. King g7, king g5, bishop d3, f4, bishop e4, h4, bishop d3, h5, bishop e4, h6 check, king h8, bishop f5, bishop d5, bishop g6, bishop e6, king f6, bishop c4, king g5, bishop e6, bishop h5, king h7, bishop g4, bishop c4, slowly and steadily pushing the pawns. f5, bishop f7, bishop h5, bishop c4 check, king g8, f6, and black resigned as I said. that you will to reach the pawns to f6 and h6, and then it would be complete devastation of the black position. So this was the games. Karthik bhaiya,